Fly.
Have sex like newlywed. Once in a while, as a married man and woman, just create time to sleep together as if you are newly wedded. At times you can go in a hotel for it. At times you can even be in your house. Just have fun. Be playful intentionally. Be playful with end point in mind. Please let me say this one. Marriage problem does not start when you start fighting. Marriage problem starts when you stop playing. Let me repeat it again. Marriage problem, and please let me say this. Marriage problem will not solve when you stop fighting. Marriage problem will only stop when you start playing again. Take it from me. If you solve any problem today, you have not started seeing yourself as friends to play, to joke, to relax with each other, you only postpone evil day. You will still fight again. Attend marriage renewal program. Marriage renewal program is very, very, very important. Anywhere you hear that they are having couples program, I organize a lot of couples programs here in Lagos, all over Nigeria, all over the world. We do some online, we do some offline. The more you attend this kind of program, the more your marriage turns around. The more you run away from them, maybe because you feel you are old enough in marriage, the more you enter into troubled waters. So, marriage renewal program is the issue. Everybody pay attention to it. Another thing you need to do is to go on prayer retreat. Husband and wife, at time 2 or 3 days, you are just on retreat, you go on camp, you go wherever. You just lodge in an hotel just to pray for about 3-4 days. Every prayer hour, you have your prayer book, you have your prayer request before the Lord, and you are praying. Go on romance retreat. I just told you to go on prayer retreat. Yes, that is one side. 2 things make marriage work: spirituality and sexuality. You didn't believe me? If you want your marriage to work, pay attention to spirituality in that marriage, then pay attention to everything that surrounds sexuality. Romance, playing together, talking together, having sex, many things that surround sexuality. When you handle your spirituality rightly, you handle your sexuality rightly, result will be a super marriage.
Family Lifeline.
You are welcome back. I'm excited to have you with me today. Thank you for having me in your living room. Bisi Adewale is my name. I'm a family coach. I'm happy to be a family builder, helping you to build a better home, a joyful home, and to prepare a better future for yourself. Today, I will be talking about 30 ways to keep your marriage hot and intimate. I started this journey about 2 weeks ago. We spoke about 20 of them already in 2 episodes. Today we shall be rounding off. I'll be showing you number 21 to 30 years. If you want to watch everything in the last 2 episodes, please go to my YouTube channel at Bisi Adewale. You need to watch the whole 30 episodes so that you get yourself equipped for a better marriage. Thank you for allowing me to be a blessing to you. I will be right back.
Family Lifeline.
You are welcome back. Wow. We want to talk about intimate marriage, tantalizing marriage. That is what I want to talk about now. You know, I'm always excited about it. When marriages are intimate, when marriages are tantalizing, when people are enjoying their marriages, that gives me joy and make me a fulfilled man. So now let's go into it now. I will be talking about 30 ways for you to get your marriage intimate and enjoy the best. Number 21, become each other's student. Become the student of your spouse. How do I mean? You need to know the temperament of your spouse and be a student of that temperament. Study it. You need to be a student of the personality of your spouse and work with that. Let me say this one to you. You will always think your wife, your husband is the worst husband in the world. If you don't understand the temperament, you don't understand the personality, you don't understand the background, and you don't understand the love language. For example, let's talk about personality. If your wife is a nocturnal person, somebody that can stay late into the night working, if that is you, but your spouse is not, by 7:30 is already snoring. By 8 p.m. she's already sleeping. You'll be saying, is something wrong with you? Are you lazy? You are a lazy folk. No, that's just a human. That's just her. I have an aunt that can never watch TV for 1 hour. She will sleep. no matter what you are doing. After 30 minutes, she will be. In fact, the best drug to give her to sleep is television. If the husband does not understand that, there will be trouble. Let me tell you one thing. There are many things you will never change in your marriage that you just need to understand. There are many things that have been built up for 40 years. You can't change it with 40 days fasting and prayer. That's why forgiveness alone is not enough for marriage. We need forbearance. There's something you will forgive. If it happened once, you forgive and you move on. But if it will happen again and your spouse has no power on it, you need more than forgiveness. You need forbearance. You need forbearance. For example, if you are married to a woman and you are a man, listen to this. You are married to a woman. A woman will always be slow when dressing up. A woman will always, if you don't forbear that, every time you are going back together, you'll be shouting. Are you mad? What are you doing? If you don't have the understanding that to shop with a woman, you need a very heavy doses of paychecks. If you want to buy a shirt, let me give you an example. One day I entered into a particular boutique. I wanted to pick a particular shirt. Pam, 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 I picked the shirt. As we were coming out, my wife saw a particular dress. Said, this dress is nice. I said, okay, will you like it? She said, yes, let me go and check it. We spent another 3 hours. I don't tell her when you see her. We spent another 3 hours checking. As she was coming out, somebody said, no, there's another size that is better. They went to all the women in the boutique, they gathered around her. The shirt that I came to buy, I picked it, I sat down into the car. I was praying in Jesus' name. That is normal for a woman. If we are going to shop together again tomorrow, it will happen. That does not mean that woman is not born again. She's just being a woman. So become each other's students. There are some things a man will do not because he is wicked, just because he's a man. Don't be ashamed to express your love in the public. At times your husband wants to hold you in the public, you say, we're outside though. We're outside though. You are a bush girl. Where is your village? Who brought you to the city? Express love. If your wife holds you, hold her. If your husband holds you outside, please do the same. You are married. Don't be ashamed. If you see people holding each other in the public, they are not married. They are not married. That's a bad narration of it all. So express each other love, even in the public. We call it PDA, public display of affection. Let it be much. Flaunt your wife, flaunt your husband, and enjoy the person you have. Number 23, attend marriage seminars together. I told you to attend marriage renewal. This one are seminars and webinar. Webinar is the one online, seminar is the one offline. So attend webinar, attend seminar, attend webinar, attend seminar. Wherever you see them teaching, please join them to learn. Number 24, build your couple's altar. After you pray together as a family, after you pray together as a couple. I told you in one of the episodes that you can even go on retreat to pray. That will be good for your marriage. Another thing you need to do is to go for couples marriage upgrade counseling sessions. You are not fighting, but you've been married for 5 years. Just walk up to your mentor, just walk up to your counselor and say, talk to us. A lot of our children in the law are doing that. They just walk up to us after about 1-2 years of marriage. Say, talk to us. We want to upgrade our marriage. And they begin to ask questions. They ask questions. We give them a series of forms to fill to check the level of their marriage, to know the weaknesses of their marriages. And with that, we are able to help them to get to another level. I remember a particular couple came. When I brought her something, the man shouted. The man said, we are having problem, but we didn't even know that we are having problem. We are having problem. You may not be fighting. Your married mom may look normal. You didn't know that you are fighting, but you're already fighting. You know what? Where the problem of marriage starts is what we call subtle retaliation. It's not a retaliation per se, but it's a retaliation. How do I mean? You are not happy with your spouse, but you are not really fighting. The man called you as you are looking at the phone. You did not decided not to pick it. Eventually she called for about 6-7 times, then you now pick it. Oh, I was in the middle of something. No, that's a retaliation. You are hurt. You are unhappy about one thing, but you are not expressing it. Very soon, it will go beyond that. Another one is when your voice begins to rise. Talk. What do you want? I'm busy. I'm in the middle of something. Don't you know the time you're supposed to come? Are you monitoring me all around? You are retaliating. After some time, that person will stop calling you. That's another retaliation. From retaliation to retaliation to retaliation to retaliation will end a marriage in destruction. Retaliation to retaliation end a marriage in destruction. But reconciliation to reconnection works a marriage to distinction. But if your own is retaliation to retaliation may be okay. Even if you didn't come by 12, I will not call her again. I will not call him again. No problem. And when the man comes, oh, you are welcome. I've opened your food is on the table. You are not really fighting, but you are fighting. You are preparing the battleground for yourself. And that battle can consume both of you if you don't go for upgrade. Number 26, treat your marriage like a car. Drive it. If you park your car, it won't drive itself. And do you know that cars that are parked deteriorate fast than cars that are moving on the road? I remember during the pandemic, we parked all our cars, we were not going anywhere. We bought 2 batteries after the pandemic. All the batteries they packed, despite the fact that we do go out once in a while to warm. Or some days we even forget to warm it. I remember that we changed almost all tires after the pandemic. Without moving it, the tire was deteriorating, the car was deteriorating, the batteries were lost because we were not driving it. Do you know that the car you didn't drive today is dirtier than the one you drove? Drive your marriage. Drive it by playing together, by joking together, by holding hand, by rubbing hand, by having ritual, marriage ritual of kissing, hugging, and many other things. Number 27, treat your marriage like a garden. Tender it, weed it, plant seed, weed it, plant seed, weed it, water it, tender it. Nobody will help your marriage. Nobody will tender your garden for you. It is you. Please do it. I will be back. shortly.
Family Lifeline.
You are welcome back. So let me quickly round it up by telling you what else you're supposed to do. Number 28, treat your marriage like a baby. Feed it. Feed it. Feed your marriage. Your marriage needs a lot of food. Food of attention. When you are not attending to your spouse, you are hurting your marriage. Feed your marriage. Your marriage needs food of protection. Protect it. Build walls around your marriage. There are some people that should not be involved in your marriage. There are some people that should not come to your house. Toxic people. People that are teaching you against each other. Run away from them. Feed your marriage with affection, love. By showing each other love. Feed your marriage with appreciation. One of the greatest errors you can commit in your marriage is to stop appreciating God for the one you marry. Immediately you stop that, you go in the order of offense. You'll be offended. Then you can land in the land of criticism, condemnation. You begin to criticize each other. You begin to condemn each other. When you get to that level, anything can happen in that marriage. You will have a lot of things to complain about because you stop celebrating each other. Feed your marriage and it shall be well with it. Number 29, read marriage books together. In one of these episodes, I told you read marriage book alone. But this time around, read marriage books together. How beautiful is it for you and your husband to get a book and you read it chapter by chapter. At times the husband is reading for the wife is reading for the husband. It's very sexy and it's very romantic. It's very romantic. Reading marriage books together, reading sexy books, written by godly marriage counselor, makes you to be sexy, makes you to enjoy your marriage, makes you to be fond of each other. Read books together. I especially recommend these two books for you, 54 Pillars of Marriage, volume 1 and volume 2. Order for the two books wherever you are watching this from. You will see the number on the screen. Order for it. Husband will read one, the wife will read one, then you change it over. Both of you will read it, and at the same both of you will sit down, you read it with each other, you read it for each other. Wow, your result will daze you. By the time you finish all the 54 pillars, your marriage will be so solidified, the devil cannot dare it. Number 30, which is the last one, on how to make your marriage hot and intimate. Locate your carelessness in that marriage and eliminate them. Locate your carelessness. You need to ask yourself, which area have we been careless after watching all these 30 points? Which area? Is it about playfulness? Is it about feeding our marriage? Is it about time? Is it about attention? Which area? Is it about reading books, attending program? Is it about upgrading our marriage? Is it about counseling? Which area? Is it about POP? Are we now pompous enough to think that we know it all? By the time you check this, you will be able to know your carelessness. Because number one killer of marriage is not devil. Number one killer of marriage is carelessness. So check your carelessness. Look at where you have been careless. It's not about your dressing. Maybe you usually dress in very good way in those days to attract your husband. Now that you are married, you are so careless. Some people are so careless in talking. Locate your carelessness and correct it. Judge yourself so that nobody can judge you. And if you do this, you have a better, super tantalizing, intimate marriage. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited to be a blessing to you and your family. My name is Bisi Adewale. I will be seeing you again next week by the grace of God. You see what? You need to follow me on social media at Bisi Adewale on Instagram, at Bisi Adewale on Twitter, at Bisi Adewale on YouTube. Follow all these and your marriage can never remain the same. We treat a lot of issues on Instagram, on Twitter every day. Just follow us and your marriage will never be the same again. Remember, your family is very important. Pay attention to your marriage.
Family lifeline.